Kylian Mbappe, who was once hailed as the crown jewel of Real Madrid's future, now finds himself at the center of growing criticism after a series of lackluster displays on the pitch. When the French sensation arrived at the Santiago Bernabeu from Paris Saint-Germain, he was seen not only as the club's most significant acquisition in years, but also as the player destined to carry the torch of greatness once held by Cristiano Ronaldo. However, the initial euphoria surrounding his signing has rapidly given way to skepticism and disappointment. The latest chapter in what is becoming an increasingly turbulent saga unfolded at Anfield, where Real Madrid suffered a humbling 2-0 loss to Liverpool in the UEFA Champions League group stage. This was supposed to be Mbappe's moment to shine, especially with Vinicius Jr. absent due to injury. Instead, it became another night to forget. His performance was riddled with missed opportunities, including a crucial penalty and a general inability to impact the game in any meaningful way. For a player of his caliber, signed amidst immense fanfare and expectation, such displays have raised serious concerns about his current form, his mentality, and perhaps most alarmingly, his compatibility with the system and philosophy at one of football's most demanding clubs. With Vinicius Jr. sidelined due to injury, the spotlight at Anfield shifted squarely onto Kylian Mbappe. The stage appeared perfectly set for the French superstar to step up in his preferred role on the left wing, a position where he had consistently dazzled during his time at PSG and for the French national team. This was supposed to be Mbappe's night, an opportunity to not only silence critics, but to remind the world of his immense talent and justify the colossal effort and resources Real Madrid invested to secure his signature. Instead, what unfolded was a performance that further fueled doubts about his form and suitability at the Spanish club. From the start, Mbappe struggled to impose himself against Liverpool's disciplined defense. The anticipation of him delivering a standout performance was shattered as he repeatedly found himself thwarted by Liverpool's young fullback Connor Bradley. His trademark speed, incisive runs, and creative flair seemed to desert him. The defining moment came in the 62nd minute when Real Madrid was awarded a penalty, a golden chance to equalize and shift the momentum in their favor. Yet, instead of rising to the occasion, Mbappe's tame effort was easily saved, leaving his teammates and fans dismayed. Liverpool wasted no time capitalizing on Real Madrid's vulnerability. Just minutes later, Cody Gakpo delivered the hammer blow, doubling the home side's lead and effectively ending the contest. For Real Madrid, the 2-0 defeat not only marked their second consecutive loss in the Champions League, but also left them in a precarious position, sitting at 24th place in the group stage standings, clinging to the final playoff berth with their hopes of progressing hanging by a thread. The statistical breakdown of Mbappe's performance painted an even grimmer picture. A mere 43 touches of the ball, just one shot on target, a 75% pass accuracy rate, and an alarming 16 instances of losing possession. This was far from the level of a player expected to carry the mantle of Real Madrid's attack. His famed dribbling and ability to create chances were completely nullified, with Connor Bradley earning plaudits for keeping one of the world's most feared attackers in his pocket. The post-match fallout was swift and severe. French publication L'Equipe handed Mbappe a career-low rating of 2 out of 10, highlighting the extent of his struggles. Meanwhile, Spanish outlet Marca didn't hold back either, branding his performance a brutal nightmare on their front page. Social media was ablaze with criticism, as fans and pundits alike questioned whether Mbappe had the mentality and adaptability to succeed at a club with the stature and demands of Real Madrid. The broader implications of this performance extend beyond just one match. Mbappe's failure to deliver in key moments this season is becoming a pattern rather than an anomaly. The missed penalty at Anfield is just the latest in a series of high-profile letdowns, with his underwhelming performances in clashes against Barcelona earlier this season further fueling the growing unease. At a club where perfection is the standard, Mbappe's struggles have cast a long shadow over what was supposed to be a dream partnership between player and club. For now, instead of leading Real Madrid to glory, Mbappe finds himself at the center of a mounting crisis. When Kylian Mbappe decided to leave PSG and embark on his journey with Real Madrid, it was hailed as a move that would cement Los Blancos' status at the pinnacle of European football. The French superstar was envisioned as the centerpiece of a new era, a player capable of leading the team to an unprecedented dominance in both La Liga and the Champions League. Real Madrid spared no expense in bringing him to the Santiago Bernabeu, shelling out 200 million euros and staking their future on the man they believed to be a generational talent. For his part, Mbappe turned down a lucrative contract extension at PSG, sacrificing astronomical wages to chase his dream of wearing the iconic white jersey. The expectations couldn't have been higher. However, Mbappe's debut season with Real Madrid has been anything but the fairy tale envisioned. The statistics tell a sobering story. He has failed to score in 10 of the 18 matches he has played so far this season. In the most crucial matches, including clashes against bitter rivals Barcelona and European heavyweights Liverpool, Mbappe has not only struggled but has been labeled one of the team's weakest performers. His inability to rise to the occasion in such high-stakes encounters has raised serious questions questions about his capacity to thrive under the immense pressure that comes with being a Real Madrid star. The criticism hasn't been confined to fans and media. Reports from seasoned journalist Romain Molina have hinted at growing unrest within Real Madrid's ranks. Manager Carlo Ancelotti and several players are reportedly frustrated with Mbappe's perceived lack of commitment to defensive duties and his struggles to integrate into the team's tactical setup. Unlike his tenure at PSG, where he was the undisputed focal point and benefited from a team structured around his strengths, Mbappe now finds himself in an environment that demands collective responsibility, a dynamic he appears to be grappling with. Even respected Spanish publication El País has weighed in, branding Mbappe as Real Madrid's biggest problem at this juncture. Their detailed analysis highlighted issues ranging from his erratic decision-making and misplaced passes to his failure to apply defensive pressure. These shortcomings were glaringly evident during the recent clash at Anfield, where his missed penalty encapsulated not only the team's struggles but also the fragile mental state of a player under intense scrutiny. What was meant to be a moment of leadership and redemption instead became a symbol of Real Madrid's and Mbappe's current woes. At Paris Saint-Germain, Kylian Mbappe thrived in an environment tailored to his every need. He was the undisputed centerpiece of the team's tactical setup, enjoying the freedom to roam, dictate play, and take center stage in every match. His teammates were instructed to feed him the ball, and the club's ambitions often seemed secondary to showcasing his individual brilliance. Off the pitch, Mbappe's stature as PSG's marquee player afforded him privileges that reinforced his superstar status. In many ways, he was treated not just as a player, but as the very identity of the club. At Real Madrid, however, the atmosphere could not be more different. The Spanish giants operate under a philosophy of collective effort and accountability, where every player, regardless of status, must prove their worth. This meritocratic culture has been a hallmark of Real Madrid's long-standing success, and even the brightest stars are expected to adapt and deliver within the team framework. Mbappe, who has long been accustomed to being the focal point, now finds himself as one of many illustrious names in a squad filled with world-class talent. This stark contrast has begun to highlight cracks in Mbappe's game and his mental fortitude. His struggles to adapt to a system that demands discipline and selflessness have become increasingly apparent. The pressure of meeting these new expectations, combined with the weight of his record-breaking transfer, seems to have unsettled him. Manager Carlo Ancelotti's recent admission that Mbappe is lacking confidence offers a rare glimpse into the player's current state of mind. Known for his typically reserved and diplomatic style, Ancelotti's candid assessment underscores the gravity of the situation. For a player who once exuded unshakable self-belief, this shift is both surprising and concerning, marking a pivotal moment in his career at the Santiago Bernabeu. Real Madrid's sobering loss at Anfield has plunged the club into an unfamiliar position, staring down the barrel of an early Champions League exit. With just a fragile grasp on the final playoff spot, every match ahead carries do-or-die stakes. For Kylian Mbappe, the stakes are even higher. The weight of expectation, amplified by his underwhelming performances, now threatens to overshadow his status as one of football's elite. Once hailed as the crown jewel of modern football, Mbappe finds his credentials under relentless scrutiny. Among Madridistas, the doubts are growing louder, and his standing with the club's passionate fan base appears increasingly uncertain. The relationship between Mbappe and Real Madrid, once celebrated as a match made in heaven, now teeters on the brink of collapse. When Mbappe signed for Los Blancos, it was meant to symbolize the dawn of a new era, a union of individual brilliance and collective ambition. Mbappe envisioned himself lifting trophies in the iconic white jersey, while the club pictured him as the natural successor to Cristiano Ronaldo's throne, destined to lead a generation. Yet, reality has painted a far less flattering picture. Instead of fulfilling the promise of mutual glory, both sides appear trapped in a downward spiral. The partnership that began with dreams of dominance now resembles a fragile bond strained by unmet expectations. As the pressure mounts, questions linger. Can Mbappe rediscover the form that made him a global icon? And will Real Madrid find a way to harness his undeniable talent? Or will this chapter end as one of football's greatest missed opportunities? For both player and club, the clock is ticking and redemption is slipping further from their grasp. The path forward for Kylian Mbappe at Real Madrid is fraught with challenges. To silence the critics and rebuild the fractured relationship with his teammates, his coach, and the Madridista faithful, Mbappe must do more than simply rediscover his attacking prowess. Playing for a club steeped in history and expectation requires more than talent. It demands a relentless work ethic, tactical discipline, and a willingness to adapt. For a player accustomed to being the centerpiece, embracing the collective ethos of Real Madrid will be a defining test of his character. For the club itself, serious questions now linger over the decision to invest €200 million in their once-prized acquisition. Was this a bold step to secure the future or a costly gamble that has backfired? The boardroom, so often lauded for its shrewd dealings, may find itself under fire should Mbappe's struggles persist. The stakes are high, not just for Mbappe's legacy, but for Real Madrid's ambitions this season and beyond. As fans digest another wave of headlines dissecting their star signings' faltering performances, the clock continues to tick. Each passing match feels like another missed opportunity for Mbappe to prove his worth and justify the hype that once surrounded his arrival. For player and club alike, time is running out to rewrite the narrative of a partnership that, for now, seems more troubled than triumphant. With the eyes of the footballing world fixed firmly upon them, the next chapter will be critical in determining whether this union becomes a tale of redemption or regret.